Hello, we're back. Thank you guys for your patience through that little break. Okay. So, what is Liara spec'd into, even? See, this is what I'm talking about. It would be great to be able to look at Liara's stuff right here, right? Or even if they put like another little terminal here or something, that's how you managed them. That would be great. Okay, well, we know Tali uses a pistol. So, straight upgrade. Big upgrade. Okay. And I know Rex likes shotguns. Basically, I'm just kind of looking at the numbers here. Garrus, I called him Varix earlier. What is? Well, his last name is Vicarian. I don't know what I'm on about. He likes assault rifles, so. Okay. And I don't really remember. I think he's a sentinel, so I think he uses pistols. I'll just give him a better pistol. And why not just kind of do this? Oh, yeah. We need to make sure to check armor for everybody. Now, the biotic amp, I hadn't even put any thought into. Big numbers. Just go for big numbers, you know. We need to do... We need to upgrade Tali's biotic, not biotic amp, but her Omni tool, if we can. We can, that's fine. And then Ashley, well, I thought I picked up, I did pick up some heavy armor, but it's apparently worse than what she's got, so that's okay. That's fine. But we can give her a better assault rifle. Wait, give her a way better assault rifle as far as damage. We can give her a good shotgun, a good pistol, a good sniper rifle. Not that she's ever really using it, you know. I don't think... I think Liara can wear human armor. Okay, yeah, I think she can only wear light armor. Okay, and we'll just do kind of the same. Give everybody an upgrade to their weapons. And her biotic amp. Okay, now the easy part. I love when games let you do this. This is a good feature. Now, you know, it may take me a second to do this. Sometimes I might miss. But being able to mark stuff as junk and then either sell it as junk or break it down all in one press of a button, that's the way to do it. I need to check where are upgrades? I guess I had to look at the upgrades individually for each weapon. Okay, let's just go over here and sell a bunch of this.
Looking for supplies?
Yeah.
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Okay. And see, we just sell all junk. And, like, double our money. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to just... Alright. I can't... Alright, I have a mod slot for this. Okay. Advanced VI package maximizes effectiveness of combat radar while reducing kickback for improved weapons. That doesn't sound too bad. This gives it better stability and damage. Gives it way better damage. Got a whole bunch of the same stuff. Frictionless materials is a pretty cool sounding upgrade. Actually, that sounds like a pretty good upgrade for the shotgun. Alright, so that's got upgrades applied. Yeah. Oh, geez. High caliber barrel. 2. Okay. Let's see if we can find a better... So these decrease. Okay, so our best upgrades are going to be at the top. Let's give it this. It's kind of weird to me that you hit confirm and exit and it backs you out. I'm used to, like, selecting the thing to put it on there in video games, you know? Snowblind rounds inflict massive damage and destabilize enemy, reducing their accuracy. More advanced upgrades do more damage. Okay, that sounds interesting. Lowers the rate of fire, ups the damage. Oh, yeah, no. Let's put some flame rounds. Darn it. And then... what does this do? Okay. That sounds good to me. Polonium rounds. I don't think I have an upgrade to those polonium rounds. Oh, well, I guess I can... Darn it. Do that. Rail extension VI. V. Then we'll do... yeah, that's fine. I want to do... yeah, high explosive. 9 sounds great. Combat exoskeleton. That sounds great, actually. That actually sounds really good for how I play, though. Hey, health regen. Toxin resistance. That, you know, that is pretty good. We're gonna do that, like, do it like this, though. Okay. I didn't want to do a new save, but okay, fine. I'll just fumble around with controls here. Embarrass myself constantly. Alright, let's just give people, like, the first upgrade we find. Like that. So that these upgrades don't, like, go to waste necessarily. How do I still have the Krogan medium armor in my... Actually, well, I should see if that would be good for... It's probably not good for Rex. Did that one a little bit different. Don't judge me. Okay. Sledgehammer round sounds awesome. Okay. Rex, what do you think about this armor, buddy? It's worse for you. I got you. Okay, apparently I didn't have it marked as junk. Okay. Well, let's give him an actual good upgrade in his shotgun, though. Cryo round sounds pretty cool. Just do rail extension. I just hate the idea of stuff going to waste, you know what I mean? Okay. We're almost done, guys. See, he likes assault rifles, so let's give him cryo rounds, combat scanner, and combat scanner. Can I look at... I guess there's no way to look at... look at the upgrades and get them out of my inventory.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you got.
Well, other than, I guess I could look at them this way and sell them all. That sounds, sounds fine to me. I'm not going to sell any of this level 9 stuff. But... oh, this is so much stuff. This is so much money. If anyone ever doubts my button mashing skills, here you go. Good grief. We have 7 million credits. Holy cow. I didn't want to exit out completely.
Looking for supplies?
Let's see what you got.
You bet, Commander.
Okay. Medium armor, Krogan. Now, I think we've kind of outpaced what he has currently in stock. Let's talk to our companions.
What do you want, Shepard?
Why did you become a mercenary?
Lots of reasons.
Elaborate. David Lynch, no.
Such as?
Such as, I needed to get out of our system. I needed to eat. I needed to survive.
I don't
think
really
I've already
care,
talked
Rex.
to Rex about this stuff.
Suit yourself.
Jeez. That's... I didn't mean to be rude to him.
Commander?
What's your opinion of the last mission?
Gotta admire those colonials. That's about the worst place for a colony I've ever seen. Given the option, I'd get the hell out of Dodge.
Do you have a few minutes to talk? One-on-one?
Sure. I was just watching some mail from home.
Oh, before I go, we saw Caden in a news vid about the Normandy. He's cute. Later, sis.
Let's pretend this never happened.
Are you interested in the Lieutenant, Chief?
No, ma'am. And anyway, Scuttlebutt says he's already sweet on someone.
Yeah, he's sweet
What's
on
up?
me,
You
probably.
didn't come by to eavesdrop on family mail.
Tell me about your family. Well, tell me about your family.
Your family seems to be important to you.
Yeah, we've always been close. Me and my sisters especially. With Dad on duty so much, I had to help Mom raise them.
Wow, you raised your sister.
After helping raise them, your sisters still talk to you? Amazing.
Things were tense between Sarah and me for a while. Then we bonded.
Sounds like a story. Feel like sharing?
Sarah got herself a boyfriend who wanted to go faster than she did, Mike. I didn't think he was a bad kid, just pushy. Lynn would send me these worried vid mails, and I'd tell her to relax.
Sounds like that situation didn't last.
Mike thought they'd go for a romantic walk in the woods, because he figured it was past time they did the deed. She levered Mike face first into a tree and left. Didn't have a scratch on her. Good thing Mom and Dad had us all learn some kind of self-defense. I took emergency leave and walked Sarah to school for a few days.
That's great.
You traveled all the way home to walk your sister to school.
It was only a dozen light years, like a day's cruise. It's not like I was going to Earth or something. My last day out, Mike was waiting for us. Sarah had told her friends, so everyone at school knew what he did. He wasn't happy. I wanted to snap him in half, but Sarah gave me this look, this let me handle it, I need to do this alone look. She kept her cool, God bless her, as he screamed in her face. She just let him vent. Then he tried to punch her. I swear, she just flowed around him. Next thing I knew, he's face down on the sidewalk, and there's blood everywhere.
That's unbelievable. Sarah must be as good as you.
Better. I'm more or less a straight-up puncher. When he swung, she wasn't there anymore, and he fell. She helped him stop the bleeding and had me call an ambulance. She told the paramedics he fell. Before they took him to the hospital, Mike touched Sarah's arm. I thought he was going to end up on the ground again. But he hung his head, whispered, "I'm sorry," and started crying. And she hugged him. The Williams women are a decisive bunch, Commander. We do things when we're ready. Not before, not after.
Your sister's something else. But you didn't mention your father at all. Was he on deployment?
Dad always wanted to serve in space, but he wanted us to have real ground under our feet. He'd say, space is beautiful, but you can't raise a family there. I cannot rest from travel. I will drink life to the lees. All times I've enjoyed greatly, have suffered greatly, both with those that loved me and alone. For always roaming with a hungry heart, much have I seen and known, cities of men and manners, climates, councils, governments.
I didn't know you liked classical literature.
Ulysses was my dad's favorite poem. Every time he shipped out, he recorded me reading it. He had a dozen versions when he retired.
Does he still like it?
I sure hope so. I read it to his grave every time I go home. Dad passed on a few years back. He's probably still watching, though.
I thought you said he was dead.
You know, from heaven, wherever that is. That's not a problem with you, is it? That I believe in God?
Everyone has the right to believe what they want. It says so in the Alliance Charter, only with fancier words.
I'm glad you're open-minded about it. I've met a few people who are really weirded out by my faith. Because I work in space, I can't believe in a higher power? Jeez. Hello, have you people looked out the window? How can you look at this galaxy and not believe in something? I should get back to my duties. Didn't mean to take up so much of your time.
That is okay. I know Ashley's a turbo racist and everything, but that was a lot of interesting backstory on her, and like the fact that she's kept her faith in light of like everything she's seen says a lot about her, actually. So she's actually more interesting of a character.
Dismissed, Chief.
Than I think some
Ma'am.
people give her credit for. It's like, yeah, she's racist against the aliens, but she has admirable qualities. Like, racism can be unlearned. Hey, Tally.
Shepard, I'm glad you're here.
Oh.
Good to see you smiling again, so to speak.
I'm sleeping much better now. I guess I'm getting used to how quiet your ship is. I still think a lot about my pilgrimage, though. I know Steren's our top priority, but with all the worlds we go to, I was hoping to find something to bring back to the flotilla.
Like what?
What are you hoping to find?
Usually, people bring back something like a derelict ship we can use for salvage. But I need something bigger. There's a lot expected of me.
She's just gonna take the Leviathan back.
What's so special about you?
It's my father. He's the senior member of the Admiralty Board. He's one of only 5 people who can overrule the decisions of the Conclave for the good of the migrant fleet. My father is responsible for the lives of 17 million people. Our entire race is in his hands, and I'm his only child.
It's... Yeah, you're royalty?
So are you some kind of heir to the Quarian throne or something?
No, it doesn't work that way. My father's position isn't hereditary. I'll probably never serve on the Admiralty Board myself. Officially, I'm just the same as any other citizen. But it doesn't work that way in practice. People have always treated me differently because of who my father is.
Yeah. It's a lot of pressure.
It must be tough on you.
My people place a high value on family and ancestry. There's an unspoken expectation that I'll live up to my father's example. Everyone's waiting for me to do something great on my pilgrimage. Something that will forever change our lives for the better. If I don't, it's like I failed, and that reflects badly on both me and my father.
The work you're doing here is more important than anything any Quarian's ever done before.
Yes, I know. But you have to understand Quarian culture. We're a very insular society. The events beyond the flotilla don't much matter to the average citizen. Our greatest dream is that one day we'll return to our homeworld and drive out the Geth. But even if we stop Saren, that's not going to happen. There's still millions of Geth behind the veil. Until they're gone, our exile will continue.
What would you need to bring back to make everyone happy?
Something that would help us better understand the Geth. They've changed significantly since the exile. They've continued to evolve. We've done our best to study them, but it's not easy. They're very reclusive. Until recently, they never went beyond the borders of the Veil. And all the Geth we run into now are under Saren's control. We'd need to find Geth operating on their own, independently. But I don't want this to get in the way of our mission, Shepard. First, we stop Saren. Then I'll worry about my own problems.
Oh wait, we can ask her about her father.
What was your father like?
It wasn't easy growing up as the daughter of one of the Admiralty. Even before he joined the board, he was a prominent figure. People looked to him for leadership. He had to set an example, and he expected the same of his daughter. Plus, he was pretty strict, a military man through and through. He never allowed me to settle for anything less than excellence. As a kid, I sometimes felt like he was pushing me too hard. But now I'm old enough to appreciate what he taught me. The world doesn't owe us anything. If we want something in life, we have to earn it.
Where was your mother in all this?
Mother was around, but she always seemed to kind of blend into the background. Almost like she was overshadowed by my father. He tends to do that to people. She passed on about 5 years ago. Some airborne virus that swept through the fleet. Happens sometimes when the filters start to break down. I think my father took it pretty hard. After she was gone, he became even more focused on his work. I think that was his way of dealing with the grief.
Sounds like a tough upbringing. You don't resent your father at all?
Like I said, it wasn't easy. My father's not the kind of person you bond with. And he wasn't around all that much. Too busy. People counted on him, and he took his duties seriously. Even when he was around, he always seemed a bit distant. Like his mind was always somewhere else. Come to think of it, I can't ever remember seeing him smile. Not once. It's like he was always weighed down by all that responsibility. I mean, I know he cares about me, but he never really showed it, not in the usual way. I guess the best thing I can say about my father is that I respect him.
I want to talk about something else.
Like what?
I should go.
See you later.
I like talking to Tali. She's neat. Like, generally, the characters are pretty likable. Where's Liara? Like, I know... Wait. Okay, just some randos. There's Kaiden. I think this is meant to be like maybe my office / quarters. I'm not quite sure. I don't want to talk to Kaiden because I don't want him to like me. Jeez. Wait, hold on. I believe Liara mentioned going to the med bay. Oh yeah, she's hanging out in here.
I get the feeling you want to ask me something, Commander.
Tell me about yourself, Liara.
Me? I am afraid I am not very interesting, Commander. I spend most of my time on remote digs, unearthing mundane items buried in long-forgotten Prothean ruins.
Sounds dangerous. And lonely.
Sometimes I would run afoul of indigenous life forms or stumble across a small band of mercenaries or privateers, but I was always careful. Until the Geth followed me to Artemis Tau. I never found myself in any situation my biotics could not handle. As for the solitude, well, that is one aspect that most appealed to me. Sometimes I just need to get away from other people.
You don't like other people?
I suppose it comes from being a matriarch's daughter. People expected me to follow in Benezia's footsteps. They wanted me to become a leader of our people. Matriarchs guide their followers into the future. They seek the truth of what is yet to come. Maybe that's why I became so interested in the secrets of the past. It sounds so foolish when I say it out loud. It sounds like I became an archaeologist simply to spite Benezia.
All children rebel against their parents. It's a natural part of growing up.
Aha, you share the wisdom of the matriarch, Shepard. That is exactly what Benezia said when I told her of my decision. But there was more to it than that. I felt drawn to the past. The Protheans were these wondrous, mysterious figures. I wanted to know everything about them. That is why I find you so fascinating. You were marked by the beacon on Eden Prime. You were touched by working Prothean technology.
Sounds like you want to dissect me in a lab somewhere.
What? No, I did not mean to insinuate. I never meant to offend you, Shepard. I only meant that you would be an interesting specimen for an in-depth study. No, that's even worse.
Calm down, Liara. I was only joking.
Joking? Oh, by the goddess, how could I be so dense? You must think I am a complete and utter fool. Now you know why I prefer to spend my time in the field with data disks and computers. I always seem to say something embarrassing around other people. Please, just pretend this conversation never happened.
I'd like to know more about the Asari.
We were the first species to discover the Citadel. We were instrumental in forming the Council, and we always strive to be the voice of peaceful cooperation in galactic disputes. My people believe we are all part of a single galactic community. Each species contributes something to the greater whole. Although we seek to understand other species, it seems few of them seek to understand us. The galaxy is filled with rumors and misinformation about my people.
Like what?
Most of the inaccuracies are centered around our mating rituals. My species is monogendered. Male and female have no real meaning for us. We still require a partner to reproduce. This second parent, however, may be of any species and any gender.
How?
I don't understand. Your species can mate with anyone?
Mating is not quite the proper term, not as you understand it. Physical contact may or may not be involved, but it is not an essential element of the union. The true connection is mental. Our physiology allows us to meld with other beings. We can touch the very depths of their minds. We explore the genetic memory of their species. We share the most basic elements of their individual and racial identities. We then pass these traits on to our daughters. It is how we learn to grow as a species and how we develop a greater understanding of other races.
What happens to your partner after the union?
Every relationship is different. Some unions are a single encounter with both parents parting ways afterwards. Others can be more long-term. Sometimes an Asari and her partner will stay together for many decades.
You Asari live for 1,000 years. What happens when your partner dies?
Few sapient species live as long as my kind. We have learned to take a philosophical approach to our unions. We do not focus on the inevitable loss of our partners. Instead, we enjoy the time we spend with them. And even after they're gone, a part of them lives on in us. The union is a connection that transcends both time and space.
Gosh, that's really interesting. But I like that whole philosophy of, instead of worrying about them being gone, you focus on the time you had with them. That's a really good approach to, like, meaningful relationships that you have with people.
Do you know who Matriarch Benezia chose as her partner?
She rarely spoke of her partner. Though I know my father, if you want to use that term, was another Asari.
I thought you always needed another species to serve as one of the parents.
Think about it, Shepard. If we were not able to mate with our own species, we would have died out long before we ever mastered spaceflight and left our homeworld. Union with our own kind is no longer common, not for the purposes of reproduction. Most Asari believe it weakens our species. Asari daughters inherit racial traits from the father species. If both parents are Asari, then nothing has been gained, or so conventional wisdom would hold. I am what is sometimes called a pureblood. Though no Asari would ever be cruel enough to say the word to my face, it is a great insult among my people. It is possible Benezia's partner was embarrassed by their union. She may have been too ashamed to publicly acknowledge me as her offspring.
So, that is a really interesting subversion of, like, the pure genetics trope. Wow. Like, I wasn't expecting that.
Maybe she wanted to meet you but couldn't. Maybe something could have happened to her. Maybe she passed away.
You might be right. I hope you are. But I have no way to know for sure. Benezia never spoke of her partner. Whatever happened, it caused her too much pain to dwell on it. She raised me by herself, though that is not uncommon. Many Asari raise their children alone, particularly if the father species is short-lived. Often the partner will pass on long before the child reaches maturity.
Jeez, that was really
I
interesting.
should go.
Goodbye, Shepard.
Like I mentioned the last time, the Asari are pretty interesting, and they typically seem to be like Liara mentioned it, and it's mentioned in the Codex entry. They are the diplomats of the Citadel races, and they have this very, I don't know, kind, diplomatic demeanor towards everybody. I mean, we've met some Asari that were a little mean's not quite the word, but not just downright friendly like Liara seems. But it's really adorable how kind of like awkward Liara is. Let's go check out these other two systems here. We'll probably pick up another side quest. Yeah, see, we've got the MSV Cornucopia here. Let's check out these planets. Clotanka really feels like it should be like Clotanica. Clotanka is a large but low-density terrestrial world with an atmosphere of nitrogen and carbon monoxide. Its crust is composed of sulfur and unremarkable silicates. Occasionally, deposits of heavy metals, usually the result of meteor strikes, dot the surface. High-speed winds powered by the hot blue star Caspian present a constant hazard. Atmospheric entry is hazardous and EVAs are discouraged. Iridium? Cool. I'll go ahead and survey this one. gold. Fornuri has a trace atmosphere of carbon dioxide and helium. The surface is mainly composed of silica laced with iron oxides, indicating the world had an oxygenated atmosphere at some point in the past. Given the relative youth of the blue star Caspian and the significant gravity well of Fornuri, this must have occurred with astounding swiftness, perhaps a result of some cataclysmic event. Further research is required. I've noticed they typically don't put planets on the bottom side of the systems like this. Alma Crux has an atmosphere of methane and ethane. Despite its great distance from Caspian, the energetic young star heats the surface almost temperate levels. I'm noticing more and more typos in some of these descriptions, and that's disappointing because this game is otherwise extremely high quality. Thick ground fogs are common at the Terminator, where water ice frozen during the long dark side night meets the warm air masses from the day side. The crust is mainly composed of copper and deposits of sodium. Alma Crux's abundant water and relatively mild temperature and gravity have placed it on a short list of terraforming candidate worlds. However, there is a significant opposition from eco-ethics groups who assert that Alma Crux's primitive methanotrophic bacteria may be a precursor to a full-fledged native ecology. It's an interesting concept. We can't colonize or terraform this world because there's bacteria there that may evolve into something in a few million years. Antida is a standard hydrogen-helium gas giant. Its atmosphere is darkened by traces of sodium. It is one of the relatively few planets known with an orbital period of more than a millennium. Wow, that's a slow boy. Turian insignia recovered. Scans of Antida revealed a group of defunct turrets orbiting the planet. The recon team carefully retrieved one of the turrets and brought it on board. Tally dismantled the weapon and found it was marked with a Carthan outpost insignia. What is this MSV Cornucopia? MSV Cornucopia. Well, I guess we can just check it out. Cornucopia is a Kowloon-class modular conveyor of human design. While obviously adrift, the Cornucopia is not broadcasting any distress call. Let's check it out. Let's take Rexy Boy and Tally. Did you see that? I think it's interesting that it's called a Kowloon class. Kowloon City is a walled city around, or I think it's outside of Hong Kong. And it's very visually interesting.
Survivors.
Jeez, Rex, that was a bit dark.
Get down!
But yeah, go ahead and look up some pictures of Kowloon City. Famously, there was a Call of Duty map. I think it was a level in the first Black Ops game, and it was a map in the multiplayer. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have to climb that to cross. But it's a very cyberpunk kind of like, it was a visual inspiration for Ghost in the Shell. I don't like that they're blowing up out there on their own. Now, how did you get around here without climbing up? Jeez. Okay, I guess I just didn't explore around enough. There are so many of them. Holy cow. Thank you for running in circles and delaying the inevitable. Alright, looks like we got one more. Come on, find your way over here, buddy. Come on. Come here. Tally, are you okay? Okay, geez. Yeah, apparently I just didn't explore enough to get here without climbing. This is definitely a maze of an interior. Okay. Let's hope. Whoops. Let me get rid of that just to limit my confusion. Okay, obviously the dragon's teeth that created our problem. The whole crew, man, that is rough. Easy decryption. Okay. Okay.
According to the log files, the ship was out near the Perseus Vale. Looks like they found some kind of alien artifact. They brought it on board, and then... This is really weird, Shepard. They plotted a course straight into the Perseus Vale, like they wanted the Geth to find them.
That artifact must have done something to them. Why else would someone fly into Geth space?
The entries don't make a lot of sense after that. It's like the captain's mind was falling apart. I don't see anything about how they got back into human territory.
The Geth turned them into husks and left the ship where someone would find it, trying to show us what happens to organics dumb enough to enter the Veil.
That was actually some useful input there, Rex. Thank you. I'm guessing this was just an unmarked side quest. But hey, I'll take it. I just hope I can get out of here without embarrassing myself. Oh, look at that. First try. Best video game player of all time. And then I walk into a wall. Yes, return to the Normandy, where it is nice and warm and safe. Okay, I think we have another system to check out here. Yeah, and I think there's a side quest here to check out a facility. Yeah, see what I'm saying? They don't typically put the... Okay, Notacrux is where we're headed. They just don't seem to put planets on the lower side of the orbital rings there. Alright. Clomarthu has a reducing atmosphere of methane and nitrogen. The surface is hot and mainly composed of sodium and deposits of uranium. In terms of size and orbit, Clomarthu is a virtual twin of Earth but utterly lacks life. Interesting. Alco. The geological properties of Alco have been scanned from orbit, but little less is known about it. A fairly typical mix of outer system terrestrial of rock and ice. Okay. Alco has a trace atmosphere of krypton and xenon. Its crust is composed of silicates and water ice with deposits of aluminum. Unregistered starship traffic has been recorded in the vicinity of this planet. Travel is not advised. Pataton. Pataton. A rather small hydrogen-helium gas giant, Patatons. Atmosphere contains large quantities of chlorine. Yeah, so this is what I was talking about before. This one has this planet has one sentence describing it, whereas some of them have multiple paragraphs. It's just interesting. Matriarch's writings discovered. Scans of Pataton reveal a strange unmanned vessel in orbit around the planet. Tally brought it on board and determined it was a sorry maid but very old. She discovered several ancient artifacts inside the vessel, including one of Matriarch Dalinaga's writings.
Looks like we've got an active distress beacon on the planet below, Commander. No message, just a locator signal.
Yeah, see, look at this. Two, actual real paragraphs here. Okay. Notacrux is a verdant world with abundant water, temperate climate, and thick nitrogen-oxygen atmosphere, and a rich ecosystem. It would seem to be perfect for life. The relatively high percentage of oxygen makes humans feel energized and alive, though it has also allowed insect analogs to grow to frightful sizes. Unfortunately, Notacrux is a case of almost not quite. Thunderstorms are as common as on Earth, but in Notacrux's thicker oxygen-rich atmosphere, they are deafening and spark constant wildfires. More damning, however, are the large and ubiquitous tufts of pollen that float on the high-pressure air. In humans and other oxygen-breathing species, they cause severe or lethal allergic reactions. Jeez. Sounds like a great place. Let's go there. Okay. Does this place have a level 1 hazard? I want to know. Again. Like, I did not press the button twice. It just went flying past Tali. Drop it in. Yeah, these just feel like... Man, honestly, like, see this big open area with nothing in it, and these mountains that you can't really climb or get past. This is just, this must have been designed by the guys who did the world map for Oblivion. One of these days I'll get around to playing Oblivion. I played the Knights of the Nine quest back in the day because I thought it was neat, but I didn't really do much outside of that. Oh, Thorian creepers, huh? Oh, honey, just all of you, please, get up there. I want all of you bunched up close, please. Come on. I don't think they can even damage the Mako. That's awesome. Alright, let's wait for our last buddy to get here. Just absolutely blown out. Okay. And order.
Got it.
Oh, see, hey, we are wearing our helmet. Oh, look at that. Look, you can see the spores in the air. Those are creepy looking. I don't like it. Hard decryption. Okay. I probably did better at that than easy ones. Jeez, this is just the loot place. Alright, cool. Good deal. Alright, where are we actually headed here? There's our objective. Science facility. We're gonna go and... Like, we've got an anomaly right here. We're gonna go collect this anomaly first. Come on, Mako. Come on, Mako. Come on. Yeah! We'll conquer this place. Whoa, jeez! Alright. We got gold. We gotta hack the gold, guys. Okay, hopefully we can get out of here. Honestly, that looks like the best bet, but it's towards the wall. I mean, I guess technically we can just go back out to Normandy and redeploy, but I'm gonna try. Come on, Mako. Mako! Okay, return to Normandy. Okay, same as before. Drop her in. You gotta think that those thrusters have got to do some serious dampening to to keep the Mako from just disintegrating once it hits the surface. All right, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay. It's all good. Hope we can get to this with relative ease. Alright, what we got? Just ancient debris, huh? Oh, got a Turian insignia. This escape pod is half buried in material that has washed down from the mountains. Though it has obviously been here for centuries, the computer still has power. Linking in with your hard suit, you recover a batch of files containing data on the Thracia colony. Just really self-conscious about getting some of these names right. Thracia sounds like almost like a Latinization of Thrace. So that was fairly easy. But not knowing whether the developers intended a CH to be pronounced as ch or sh or a hard C sound. Like that's what trips me up. Alright, yeah, this looks like that's a good path. Let's just go that way. Some big wildlife. Okay, these for real straight up look like creatures from No Man's Sky. Holy cow. Looks like they're not hostile, so that's good. See, I like being able to grab everything in one go like this. This is nice. Alright. To the science facility. Which... What even is our... okay. Investigate the facilities on the planet Notacrux in the Vostok system of the Maroon Sea Cluster for clues. Okay. This is related to a... clue that we found on Pharos and the Exogeny, like corporate HQ. Come on, come on, come on, come on. You can do it. There you go. Nope. Alright. Well, you know, pressing X there was an interesting thought. Okay, now I'm having fun with that. guess I'm just gonna have to... maybe this way. See, that's, I need to figure out the utility of that jump. It's pretty fun off the side of a mountain like this, but it sends you at, like, the exact angle that you're on. Oh, yeah. Now we're thinking with Mako's. This has got to be the Mass Effect equivalent of watching someone go up a mountain with a horse in Skyrim. Look, if they didn't want us to do it, they should have tested the game better. I think the story of... So yeah, there's its utility. Okay. We're just gonna have to find our way around this way and hope Joker doesn't yell at us. Yeah, see, I should definitely be way over to the west of here, approaching this place. But because I went after that anomaly, here I am.
You need to turn back, Commander. You're going beyond the range of the operational area.
You know, Seth Green, I thought you were great in Without a Paddle. of like all the things. I actually really like Robot Chicken. I haven't seen Robot Chicken in a long time, but Robot Chicken was great. If I remember correctly, Seth Green was in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which I also haven't seen The Dog's Age. Ugh. I just want to go towards the objective video game. Okay. There's an easy solution to this. Maybe it would have been a little bit better if it wasn't possible to get into those situations. This is one thing I hope that improves with the game as the series goes on, is I hope that their development of planets got a little bit better. Because I'm not gonna say these are boring planets, but I think this is like the third planet I've been to almost in a row that just looks like a very Earth-like planet. It actually kind of reminds me of some of the regions in Halo. You know, where it's like, it's almost like a caricature of Earth, where it's almost too green, and the mountains are too exaggerated. Because if you were in a region with like a region like this on Earth, you would expect to be very frosty. Okay, this has got to be the path up there, right? That looks like a path. That's it. I'm not really complaining, but I definitely really like the aesthetics of the Mako. I can see the facility. Okay. Please just let me drive up there. Yes. See, this is basically a road at this point. Compared to what we were doing earlier, this is paved highway. Oh, we got looks like more creepers. You notice how the projectiles like track the enemy down to the ground? Alright. Let's see what's in here. Alright, I'm gonna make a prediction. There's gonna be like 15 of those Thorian creepers. If I remember correctly, I think this was the terminal entry that we got that led us here. Said something to the effect of that they had released the Thorian spores on this colony of people. And that they were confident in what they had done, that it wouldn't get back to them. Alright, let's just funnel them through the door and shoot them in the head. Keep them coming. Something weird happened there. I pressed the trigger and didn't fire. I don't know. Okay. Typical. Just big room. Lots of crates and stuff to get in the way. No loot. Okay. And then this will go to a branching path that goes right. See, I've studied all your moves, Mass Effect. It doesn't really bother me that these places all look the same, like these science facilities and stuff, because I can give you like a headcanon in-universe explanation for it. They're prefab buildings, like that are the like industry.
Rescuers?
Hey,
oh thank God!
Industry
See?
standard.
I told you somebody would come to investigate that signal. My name is Dr. Ross, Chief Exogeny Researcher at this facility. We've been trapped in this room for days. We're almost out of food and water. You got here just in time.
I need to know what's going on. Why is this place crawling with Thorian creepers?
How do you know about the Thorian?
I know what Exogeny was up to. I saw what they let the Thorian do to those colonists, so I destroyed it.
Our secret's out then. No point in my lying. You already know the worst. The creepers here were created using altered samples from the specimens on Pharos. We discovered a way to turn them into docile, obedient servants. Everything was going fine until a few days ago. Then all the creepers suddenly went berserk. Only a handful of us made it back into the safety of this room.
Any idea why they turned on you?
Maybe there was still some kind of link between the creepers and the Thorian back on Pharos. The Thorian was unlike any other life form we've ever studied. I can't explain how, but maybe when it died, it somehow set off the creepers here.
Any chance some of the other people at the base might still be alive?
I doubt it. Too many creepers out there. They never stood a chance. We're the only ones left.
Why didn't you send a clear message asking for help? All we had was that signal from the emergency beacon.
This is a closed communications base. ExoGeni was worried about someone on the project selling secrets to a rival firm or reporting our work to the authorities. We have no direct communication with the outside, only the emergency beacon. It sends a general distress signal to the ExoGeni site on Pharos. They're supposed to send a team to respond inside of 24 hours, but it sounds like they had problems of their own.
I've heard all I need to.
Look, I know what we did here was wrong. I'll admit that. But it's over now. There's no sense reporting this to the authorities, right?
Maybe we can work something out.
Normally ExoGeni would have my back, but it sounds like they're going to have their hands full cleaning up the mess on Pharos. But I've got money. A nice little emergency fund I set up. It's yours if you let us go.
Deal. Get the hell out of here.
You made the smart choice, Commander.
Your hard suit's computer toned softly, registering a deposit in your bank account from the ExoGeni scientist. Your work here is done. Hey, we don't even have to worry about going all the way back out. Sweet. Yeah, I just kind of didn't feel like there was any point. Like, I really don't think ExoGeni is going to get away with anything for much longer. But that reminds me, it's like, it's interesting that this game has, you know, there's all these corporations and, you know, a lot of them are up to no good. And to compare it to, like, the Outer Worlds, where, you know, there's the corporations that are generally up to no good, and to Star Wars, which generally I don't think this game is very much like Star Wars at all. It is very much like Star Trek, which I like that. But, Star Wars, it's not something like really, like, that they dwell on, but there's all these corporations. There's the corporate alliance, right? And the banking clan and all this. And, like, there's all these forces in the galaxy that are causing more trouble generally than, like, the galactic government is. And that they're the ones kind of pulling the strings on a lot of these senators and everything. So I actually really appreciate, like, anti-corporate messages in these video games, or in sci-fi in general. But it kind of, like, almost betrays that these corporations are, like, almost essential for the expansion of humanity in the galaxy. For example, like, you look at the lore of Destiny and the work of the Clovis Bray Corporation, like, that's absolutely massive in its contribution to humanity's goals during the Golden Age. I mean, Bray is the source of the Exos. You know, if you basically take human consciousness and put it into this robotic body, you've essentially expanded the human lifespan infinitely. And if you can, you know, have a whole colony of Exos on a colony ship and send them out, it doesn't matter how long it takes for them to get there. They'll still be alive when they get there. But anyway, that's from the Clovis Bray Corporation. And Clovis Bray Corporation was up to some really immoral, sketchy stuff, like a lot of these corporations in this game that we've come across so far, like what they're up to. But it kind of almost seems like without those corporations, like, things wouldn't be the way they are, I guess. That doesn't excuse what they do. I'm just saying they are bad, but they're a part of humanity's expansion. And I guess it's reflective of human nature in a lot of ways. Alright. I should have looked at the journal before I popped back in. I'll go ahead and save, since we haven't saved since the freighter. Okay. Biotic fanatics have taken over a medical station and drugged innocent researchers to serve as human shields. You must eliminate the biotics while minimizing innocent casualties. I'm wondering Hades Gamma Cluster Cactus System. The Cactus System. Let's go ahead and do that. I was about to start saying something, but that's okay. Hades Gamma is Styx Theta. See, like, okay, Artemis, Styx, Hades. These are all. Why can't I? Attica. These are all Greek. Okay, why have I lost? What, have I seriously not looked at it? It's right there. Okay, I think I have checked out all of these. Did you go to Dis Galaxy? But I think what the game has done is it's, you know, as it's progressed, it's giving me more side quests in new places that I haven't explored yet. Yeah, see, Zayarter, an enigmatic terrestrial planet. It has a hazy atmosphere of nitrogen and argon. The surface is scorching hot, mainly composed of calcium with deposits of sodium. 3 times in the last century, ships stopping to discharge have reported geometric patterns of lights on the dark side of the planet. Attempts at closer investigation provides fruitless. The lights disappear when ships approach the inner system. Found a deposit of mercury, though. Gosh, whoever wrote that must have been mercury poisoned. Okay, that's the planet we're going to. Zamari is a small, airless, cratered terrestrial, a lifeless rock quite similar to Luna. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of silicates, though one atmosphere has several seas of dark basaltic rock. Okay. I also, we need to normalize calling the moon Luna. Calling the sun Sol. A large but low-density terrestrial world, Farangor. See, this is just a Tolkien character. Farangor is generally believed to consist mainly of water ice, occasional upwelling of metals caused by interacting tidal forces of several large moons suggest the core is small but extremely dense. Farangor has a thin atmosphere of carbon dioxide and ethane. Its frozen surface is mainly composed of dark carbon-laced water ice. 10 years ago, Farangor's grim surface color and dim illumination drew the cinematographer Risa Uversen to film the exterior scenes of Starless on location. Acknowledged as the masterpiece of gothic horror, the sets, well preserved by the vacuum, draw hundreds of tourists to the backwater system every year. That's interesting. We found some polonium. Marie Curie would be proud. Treyarmus. Treyarmus is a hydrogen-helium gas giant with a powerful magnetic field, making it a popular discharge site for freighters working in the Anasi-Ishtar shipping route. It is popular enough, in fact, that Quarian ships can often be found loitering in orbit, selling to freighter crews cheap refreshment, salvage, and odd craft work assembled by their children. There are no ships in orbit at present, however. Look at that. That one's practically can't see it from some angles. Did we already look at this one? Yes. Okay, I believe we've looked at all of them. Chohi is a terrestrial planet whose surface is mainly composed of aluminum. Or is it... Okay. It's definitely not aluminium. Right? Aluminium. I do believe that would be the proper way to say it. But I'm an American. We say aluminum. We're very stubborn in our ways. Numerous deposits of... See, calcium. Aluminium, calcium. Though it is enough mass to retain a dense atmosphere, it is nearly a vacuum. The lack of atmosphere allows a moderate average temperature, but the differences between day and night are extreme. The surface of its sunward side is usually covered by a haze of volatiles, mainly water vapor and carbon dioxide, which return to the ground as frost over the course of the long cold night. The Serta Foundation has established a research outpost here to investigate the native subterranean life of the planet, which shows incredible resilience to extremes of heat and cold. Okay, let's go check her out. Alright, so we're going to be fighting biotics. So we're going to take Kaiden and Rex. We did upgrade Kaiden's tech abilities a lot the last time we had him out. So hopefully he should be able to... See, he's got maxed electronics. He should be able to help us out with at least things that require electronics. I gotta get these notifications to go away. Oh man, just thinking back to what we found out about the Asari, like the way they reproduce is very interesting. Because it's not quite, I mean, it is like in definition not asexual reproduction, but the fact that they are... Liara says that gender means nothing to them. Or the words male and female are meaningless to them, rather. But, you know, they use feminine descriptors. And, of course, they are feminine humanoids. But it is interesting to think that they essentially like mind meld. Does that mean that? Okay, I'm gonna make a slight complaint here. It always bugs me when RPGs let you date characters, but you're locked out of certain characters based on your gender. Like Cyberpunk is pretty. Hey, Matriarch's writing's recovered. It's really apparent. Close to the transmitter, your comms pick up a recording of a wistful string quartet. You power the system down. Whoever lived here, they haven't been back for some time. Crates are covered with chalky dust, and the status lights of the shack indicate its atmosphere ran out long ago. Anyway, but like you in Cyberpunk, you cannot date Panam if you're a female, and you cannot. Hey, we found another Matriarch's writing. Have we found all of those? I think we have. It's one of these. Okay, I might have just went right past it. Hang on. Yeah, no, we've actually found 11 of 10. That's interesting. That makes me think that the item locations are not completely set. It's like they're randomized where you find them. Well, look at that. We just found another. Anyway. Yeah, you can't date Panam if you're a girl, and you can't date Judy if you're a guy. Which sucks because I like Panam and I like Judy. I romanced Judy on my character of my main playthrough of Cyberpunk. But it's, I don't know, I guess it's a weird contrast with how a game like Fallout 4 lets you romance any of the companions you want, regardless of your gender. So, to me, in this game, like, I guess I could understand. Like, okay, you cannot romance Tali. Let's say you can't romance Tali because of her species, right? And you can't romance her because Shepard's a woman. Like, I could understand if they did that with a character like Tali. Or if you could only romance Kaiden if you are a woman. I can understand that. Like I'm saying, it's just a weird contrast to Fallout 4. But, like, I think contrasting those two, having people have set sexualities versus everybody essentially being bisexual and polyamorous. But I think if it was impossible to date Liara as a female, that would be absurd. Because she makes it clear to us that it doesn't matter male or female or even species, that it's more about your, like, racial genetics than it is anything. So, like, Liara, for example, might want to mate with Shepard because Shepard has desirable genetics. I mean, she did say we were fascinating, after all. I think, yeah. I hope this... Oh! See, I was like, oh, I wonder what this objective marker here. The first time I encountered one of these, I thought, surely it was like the crate dragon from KOTOR, that you were not supposed to kill it. Come on, pop back up. We get so much money from doing that. It's like the Mako's damage. But, thankfully, we can repair the Mako. Okay. Mercury deposit. Okay, I guess maybe this minigame is supposed to be like, we've got like the Omni tool out and we're like tapping buttons on it. I guess I never thought of it like that, but that would... Science. I just love the concept of science-based. And there it is, we can see it. See, this planet is a little bit more visually interesting to me. This kind of like white, gray desert. Because it's not something you see all the time. Alright. Let's see what we can do with these biotics. Take down the terrorists, but remember to check your targets. The civilians are so addled by the drug, they'll wonder right... Jeez. Okay. So... we gotta be careful. No grenades. Unless we had, like, flashbang grenades. That would be good. See, that's what I would do pretty much in any game that lets you have flashbangs. If if there's, like, somebody you need to take down non-lethally, you just flashbang, shoot everybody, and then take out that guy non-lethally. There's a scientist. See, the layout of these rooms is always the same.
You must die!
That's fine. Kaiden? I don't know, we gotta be careful. Rex might just straight shoot him on bottom.
You must die!
I love that. Dadgummit. I was trying to melee and I just... Let me up! Oh, geez, Shepard, that looks uncomfortable, honey.
Sure that doesn't happen again.
Good thing this shotgun is like a beam cannon. Alright. We got a couple more. Shepard. Rex. What a pro. I like how, I guess Rex landed that blow. But she's like still standing up in this freeze frame. You've cleared the facility. All the civilians are safe, though still chattering to themselves and screaming at the garbage cans. Evolution of humanity, huh? These biotics don't seem that different from the other scum you deal with. Gosh, that was cynical video. Alright, let's see what fresh treasures we might find here. Insane scientists! Upgrade kit. Sledgehammer round sounds awesome. Like, that just conveys, that conveys so much to me. Like, a sledgehammer round just sounds devastating. Ah, yes. Ooh, that pistol was... It was a Model 10. So we're starting to get level 10 weapons. Okay, like, what is this room? What is this room for? It's a storage room, right? But there's nothing on the shelves. Did they eat everything? Is that what they eat? They eat everything? So yeah, Razor X. So, I'm not someone who usually gets hung up on the question of, well, what do they eat? But it is something, like, in retrospect. Like, if you look back at a slightly older game like New Vegas, when you're exploring around a location, when I first played it, I was just so engrossed, like, so enamored by the game, that I didn't notice how empty it can feel sometimes. Same thing with Cyberpunk. I never got this feeling that a lot of people talk about of it just not being a living world. Just because I like Cyberpunk a lot as a genre. But no, it's just interesting to me. Okay, we got to get back up to the Normandy and report in. But I think, yeah, that does us for side quests for now. So, let's get back up to the Normandy, and we'll report in, and we'll save the game and everything. But yeah, when you walk into a room full of shelves, and they're empty, there's nothing, there's no mise en scène, you know, that's striking.
Message coming in. Patching it through.
I didn't think it could be done, Commander. You managed to secure the base and neutralize the bionics without a single civilian casualty.
Just doing my job, Admiral. I couldn't let innocent lives be lost.
I wish every soldier had your definition of just doing your job. You're a credit to the uniform, Shepard. We're in your debt. Fifth Fleet out.
I love being able to play Shepard as just utterly competent. It makes me so happy. Alright, so now we'll just go ahead and do main quest. Bit of an empty system. At least we have just a straight objective marker. That's nice. Chloroplon is a relatively small hydrogen-helium gas giant with a haze of methane in the upper atmosphere. Okay. Jar 4 is a close-orbiting hot Jupiter. Hydrogen-helium gas giant with clouds of airborne silicate and deeper layers of sodium. In composition, it is extraordinarily similar to, does it say 51? 51 Pegasi planet Bellerophon, one of the first extrasolar planets discovered by humanity in the late 20th century. Despite its great size, Jar 4 is actually rather low mass. Okay, that is weird. A space and then the colon like that is very weird. The incredible heat of the star Hawk has caused its atmosphere to expand. In fact, Jar 4 is so low mass, it is tidally locked to Hawk. The temperature difference between the sunward hot pole and the dark side cold pole creates constant hurricane-force winds. Also, the fact that the poles are aligned with the star, that's really interesting. Nemata. Nemata is a terrestrial planet with a thick, hazy atmosphere of ammonia, methane, and a cocktail of other hydrocarbon gases. The surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of nickel with deposits of iron. With a density 1.4 times that of Earth, it is obvious that Nemata is rich with heavier elements. Mining could be extremely profitable, though the lethal heat and high gravity would make initial development costly. Given the political instability of the nearby terminus systems, investment is unlikely. And then we have our objective, Virmire. But hey, I need to take another break. I will be right back.